The truth is not for everyone. It's simply not. Canelo Alvarez knocks out Caleb Plant, busts his cheeks. There's no excuses. There's nowhere for the haters to hide. You're looking at the best fighter in the world. This is the best fighter in the world. There's nobody better than this man. What happened to Canelo Alvarez? Can't fight slick fighters. He beat Billy Joe Saunders. He beat Caleb Plant. What happened to that? This man is great. This man is great. There's no excuses, no hate. This man is literally the best fighter in the world. There is no excuses. And guess what? Caleb Plant apologized for disrespecting Canelo Alvarez's mother. He apologized. He got beat down and apologized. You're watching greatness. Salute to my brother Remy. You're watching greatness. You never doubt a great fighter. You never doubt a great fighter. Canelo Alvarez is the greatest fighter of this era. That's period. Salute to Rhino. Salute to my brother Rhino. Canelo Alvarez is the greatest fighter of this era. There's nobody better than this. Boxing Ego, you're trash. Dante's fat ass cheeseburger nation, you're trash. Akai, the LDBC, anybody hating on this is trash. This man really put out and did his thing. Salute to my brother 99. Facts, salute everybody. Look, we got to be honest. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in boxing right now. Nobody's better than this man. Salute to the Jedi. Salute to Ozzy. Salute. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Canelo Alvarez, they said he couldn't box. They said he has slow feet. They said he was a limited fighter. Then how in the hell did he beat everybody that had a belt at 168 pounds? There's no excuses. He doesn't duck any smoke. He is simply the best. Stop hating on the best fighter on the planet. Nobody's pound for pound number one over this man. He's simply the absolute best. Congratulations to Caleb Plant, but you got beat. You were never better than Canelo Alvarez. This man was afraid of Canelo. He had Canelo on the ropes, and he was afraid to throw a punch. Canelo Alvarez beat this man. And he did all of this in less than a year. You heard the narratives. Oh, Canelo Alvarez, he can't box. He has a low IQ. He's not an athlete. He's a drug cheat. These guys are haters. They don't want to give greatness credit. You're watching greatness. You're watching somebody do what you want everybody to do, what everybody should strive for. This man is simply the best. He's simply the best. Canelo Alvarez is the hungriest fighter in boxing. He's in his prime. He's the best fighter. Nobody's beating this man. Nobody. If you think somebody else is beating this man, you need to slap your mama for giving birth to you, because you're a moron. You're an absolute moron. Nobody's beating Canelo Alvarez. Nobody. This man is the number one fighter in the world. He's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. They said this was Canelo Alvarez's most difficult fight at 168. That's what they said. They said this was Canelo Alvarez's most difficult fight at 168 pounds. You had haters come out here and said that Canelo Alvarez was ducking Caleb Plant. Come on, these guys are garbage. They are haters. They don't want to tell the truth. The difference between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant is that Canelo Alvarez is great. He took risks. He fought the best. He unified titles. Don't hate on this man. He's the first ever undisputed champion in history at 168 pounds. He's the first Mexican or Latino to be undisputed, period. He broke 2 records in one night. 2 records in one night. Think about it. And this is a message for the LDBC. This is a message for Boxing Ego. This is a message for all of these idiots. Let me give you a message. Canelo Alvarez just surpassed Floyd Mayweather's legacy. Listen again, because I don't think you heard it, nor do you understand. Canelo Alvarez has just passed Floyd Mayweather's legacy. He's past it. Floyd has never been undisputed. Floyd has never done what Canelo Alvarez has done. Andre Ward, where was all of that Andre Ward talk? Andre Ward's this, Andre Ward's that, Andre Ward's a killer, Andre Ward's this and that. Here's another problem with Andre Ward. What did all of his help do besides get Caleb Plant knocked out? What did it do? It got him knocked out. He told Andre Ward, you can get it too. He told him you can get it too. He told him you can get it too. He told him you can get it too. These guys are in their feelings. All of the haters are on suicide watch because they know Canelo Alvarez is an all-time great fighter. He's the best of this era. He's better than Andre Ward ever has dreamed or thought of being. Name one slick fighter Andre Ward beat. Don't worry, I'll wait. See, we got to be honest and unbiased. Canelo Alvarez is the absolute truth. He's the absolute truth. My brother Grocer says the LDBC is saying Canelo Alvarez was losing until the knockout. Of course, because haters will make excuses. Haters will make up reasons to hate on greatness. This man went out there and beat this man down. Canelo Alvarez is the absolute truth. Salute to my brother Enrique. But Canelo can't box. This is what biased channels are saying. Damage control. My brother Enrique says it. Salute Enrique. So they're saying Canelo Alvarez can't box. If you can't box, how do you set up a knockout? If you can't box, how do you break a guy down all throughout the fight? If you can't box. The boxing voice is already saying the fight was fixed in for the stoppage. The boxing voice are haters of Canelo Alvarez. The boxing voice is on suicide watch. Have Ness to bring his dumb ass on the IBFP, and I will break him down the way Canelo broke down Caleb Plant. These guys don't want the smoke. These guys are in their feelings. They were hoping Canelo Alvarez would lose. They were hoping that he would lose. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in boxing, period. Eddie Reynoso is the best trainer in boxing. There's nobody better than Eddie Reynoso. His resume, they tried to say Derrick James is better. How in the hell is Derrick James better? These guys are smoking crack. They're smoking crack. Eddie Reynoso is the best trainer in boxing. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in boxing. They said Canelo couldn't overcome a slick style. And him and Eddie Reynoso showed the world this man is on another level. They showed him he was on another level. They showed him that he's a different type of fighter. All of these dudes hating on Canelo Alvarez, they pee when they sit down. They pee when they sit down. They pee when they sit down. These guys are the type of dudes that kiss their daddy on the lips. Even Devin Haney says Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in boxing right now. Salute to my brother, Emmanuel Moreno. Salute, my brother. Salute to Hector Leon. Salute. DBN is eating cheeseburgers, crying himself to sleep tonight. Eating cheeseburgers, crying himself to sleep tonight. They're jealous and hating on the face of boxing. On the face of boxing. They tried to say that Tank Davis was the face of boxing. Tank Davis is not no face of boxing to Saul Canelo Alvarez. This man is the face of boxing. He runs boxing. He's the best fighter in boxing. Canelo Alvarez has showed you that he's truly great, and he did it within 11 months. So all of these idiots saying, oh, he's ducking Charlo, he's ducking Benavidez, he was ducking Caleb Plant, he was ducking Callum Smith, he was a cherry picker. They have to eat their words. While everybody is sitting around waiting on a payday, Canelo Alvarez is out there fighting world champions, creating history. The greatest fighter in boxing right now. There's no more hate that you should have for this man. There's no more hate that you should have for this man. This man is simply the best fighter in boxing. Eddie Reynoso is the best trainer in boxing. If you hate on Canelo Alvarez, you are hating greatness, and your mama should have swallowed you. Let me repeat it. If you're hating on Canelo Alvarez, you're hating greatness, and your mama should have swallowed you. Come on now. Canelo Alvarez is simply the best. There's no one on his level. He's not getting beat by anybody else in this game. And the only thing that you have is people hating on this man. Hating on this man. Hats off to Canelo Alvarez. He beat the styles that people said he struggled with. He fought the styles that said he would duck. He didn't duck no smoke, and he beat the smoke. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? These guys don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. We got to give them the truth. We got to give them the truth. These are just facts. Canelo Alvarez, if you watch his fights, you are witnessing greatness. You are witnessing what Floyd Mayweather was too scared to do. Floyd Mayweather didn't want to fight the best at their best. This man wanted to use catch weights. He wanted to cherry pick, and he wanted to fight one-dimensional fighters. Canelo Alvarez is taking on all comers. Canelo Alvarez passes Floyd Mayweather's legacy. How? He went undisputed, made history, something Floyd Mayweather has never, ever done. He's the first undisputed champion at 168 pounds, and he's the first Latino to be undisputed, period. Give this man the credit he deserves. Give him the credit he deserves. These guys are talking trash. They're hating on greatness. So if you're hating on Canelo Alvarez, if you don't like Canelo Alvarez, tell your mom she should have swallowed you. She should have swallowed you, because you do not belong in boxing. You are a fanboy. You are a hater. You are a troll. Canelo Alvarez is the absolute best. Hold on. I got a hater here that I gotta address something. Hold on. Somebody said something that needs to be addressed. Hold on, because this is starting to, this is interesting. This is interesting. Salute to my brother Felipe Hernandez. Salute to him, because the fanboys are on suicide watch. They're in their feelings, and they don't know what to say. Canelo Alvarez is literally the best fighter in boxing. Nobody's on his level. These guys don't know what to say. They're in their feelings. They're looking for a reason to discredit him. He's the face of boxing. Some people don't like it because he's Mexican. This guy said it was a fixed fight. Plant lost because the cut Canelo gave him at the press conference. These are hater excuses. These are hater lies. These are guys that are in their feelings that put their life savings on this. Hold on. My brother Albie says, my wife is shaking her head listening to you, Nuke, say your mama should have swallowed you. Well, you know what you need to do, Albie? You need to make sure she swallows some kids tonight, because there ain't nothing she should be saying about greatness that is Canelo Alvarez tonight. We got to be honest and unbiased. This man is greatness. We're seeing what the best look like. We're seeing the best fight the best. This is what you want. This is greatness. This is greatness. Canelo Alvarez is number one pound for pound. So if you look at anybody else in their pound for pound list, has anybody that does not say Saul Canelo Alvarez is number one, they are a hater. They are a hater. This man went undisputed, fought all the champions within 11 months, fought the best competition out of everybody in boxing. No one comes close. There's no other acceptable answer. None. I'm sorry. There's no other acceptable answer. Oh, hold on. Cranky Monkey 256 says, my girlfriend said Caleb Plant was winning. So what you need to do is sit your girlfriend down and bust her cheeks right now until she changes her mind, because she's out of her mind if she thought Caleb Plant was beating Canelo Alvarez. We got to be honest and unbiased. We're talking about greatness. This man turned around. Caleb Plant turned around and apologized to Canelo Alvarez for opening his mouth and hating on this man's mama. That's what kind of beatdown? This is the type of beatdown you catch a guy in the street and you beat him so bad to where he changes his whole tone. Look, I should have never said anything about your mama. Caleb Plant, no, he should have showed respect. He knows that he's talking to the face. He's not talking to Jamal Charlo or any of these cherry picks he done fought in his career. He's talking to the face of boxing. Come on, man. We know. I got another hater. Look, all haters are getting the business today. All haters are getting the business today. Don't think that you're going to hate and I'm going to let you off the hook. Hold on. I got another hater. Where are you at? I'm finna find this hater because you about to get it. Now, Jeff Tarafan says Canelo Alvarez is a cheater. The only cheater we're talking about, Jeff, is your wife, because she's out there getting her cheeks bust while you on here hating on Canelo Alvarez. You on here hating on the face of boxing while your wife is out in the street getting her cheeks bust. What kind of man are you? You coward. Anybody hating on greatness is stupid. Canelo Alvarez is the #1 fighter in boxing. He's the best of this era. This man is the truth. Don't come on here thinking you're going to say something stupid about the face of boxing, the best fighter in boxing. This man has done what nobody else is doing. What nobody else is doing. This man says, One Leg Pigeon says, my mama said plant one. Then you need to turn around and slap your mama for being stupid, because your mama's a straight dumbass to say something that dumb. Canelo Alvarez is undisputed. We got to be honest and unbiased. I'm not going to play with these guys. This is what we were talking about. They say Canelo Alvarez was slow-footed. They said he wasn't great. They said he's this. They said he's that. They're hating on this man. I told you he was going to knock this man out and beat the hate out of him. He should have kept his mouth shut about another man's mama. If you're not ready to back it up, you keep your mouth shut. You don't open your mouth and talk about the greatest fighter in boxing today. Period. And they were sitting up here, oh, Caleb Plant wasn't talking about his mother. He just admitted it. And he apologized. Come on now, we're not going to play. I don't have time for these haters today. I do not have time for these haters today, because these guys are stupid. Anybody can get the business. If my mama get on here, she's going to get body bagged like everybody. I body bag my grandma. JM says, my one-eyed grandma said plant one. Then you need to poke her other eye out, because she obviously can't see. That's exactly what we have here. Canelo Alvarez humbled Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez put the boxing world on notice that he's the best fighter in boxing. He's the best fighter on the planet. He's #1 pound for pound, and he's not to be played with. Canelo, James Lee says, Canelo eats steroid at every meal. Your wife eats children at every meal, you idiot. Your wife is eating another man's children at every meal and swallowing them. While you're sitting up here hating on greatness, I don't have time to play with these cowards. Next from the Boxing Voice, holla at me. You can come get that smoke. You want to hate on Canelo Alvarez. You want to hate on the best. Briefcase Alex saying Bud Crawford over Canelo is disrespectful. Absolutely. Bud Crawford is not on Canelo Alvarez's planet. Bud Crawford, if he thinks he's above Canelo Alvarez, he needs to wake up and slap himself for being a dumbass. He's nowhere near the level of Canelo Alvarez. If you think, okay, I'm going to give a message to all you fans out there. If you think Bud Crawford or any other fighter is above Canelo Alvarez, you are a fanboy of that fighter. You are not a fan of boxing. You are not a fan of greatness. You are a fanboy for that fighter. He says the Boxing Voice is saying, anyone who says Canelo won fair and square is a hater. The Boxing Voice can come on here and get straight embarrassed. These guys are in their feelings. They're crying in the car. There's too many people that doesn't want to see a Mexican as the #1 fighter in boxing. They didn't have a problem when Floyd Mayweather was the face of boxing, but they're being racist. That's all it is. If you're hating on Canelo Alvarez, you're either a fanboy or you're a racist. The LDBC is on their deathbed. They have nothing else to say. I don't have to lie. I'm gonna tell you this. I told you. If you're subscribed to me, you know that I told you a year ago. I told you 2 years ago that Canelo Alvarez is the truth. I told you he doesn't duck any smoke. I told you Canelo Alvarez is greatness. I told you Canelo Alvarez is a special fighter. And all I got was hate and excuses and this and that. Come on now. We know these guys didn't have a problem when it was Floyd Mayweather. They didn't have a problem with that. ODM says Mayweather had 10 times more haters than Canelo. I can't tell. Go ahead and get Floyd Mayweather's nuts out your mouth. See, I don't have time for these fanboys. I don't have time for them. These guys want to hold, Floyd Mayweather's nuts in his mouth. I don't have time for that. If you want to get on here and hate on greatness, you have people calling Canelo a cheater, saying he's unskilled, saying that he's looking to do this and do that. I don't have time for these flow-mos. I don't. These guys that want to sit on their knees for Floyd Mayweather, I don't have time for you. We got to be honest and unbiased. Canelo Alvarez is the best. Get out of here with that. Canelo surpassed this man's legacy. This man, they're hating because he's Mexican. They're hating because he's great. Don't make this into a race issue. Show respect and give credit where credit is due. Give credit where credit is due. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in boxing right now. Period. The LDBC is on suicide watch. They don't know. They don't know. Floyd Mayweather has ducked so many fights. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Canelo Alvarez ran through an entire division within 11 months. He ran through an entire division within 11 months. Think about that. Think about that. He ran through an entire division in 11 months. Who is doing that? Is Jamal Charlo doing it? Nope. David Benavidez? Nope. Who is doing it? Tank Davis? Hell no. All of these guys that everybody fanboys for, they're not doing any of this. But you sitting up here meat riding all of these other fighters and hating on Canelo Alvarez for being great, hating on a great fighter, hating on somebody that's putting in work. Give credit where credit is due. Give credit where credit is due. That's all we're asking. Just give credit where credit is due. You're looking at the best fighter in boxing right now, and you're hating on this man? Caleb Plant had to apologize. Canelo Alvarez hit Caleb Plant so hard that this man had to turn around and said, I'm sorry for talking crazy about your mama. Think about how hard somebody got to hit you to make you apologize for talking trash about their mama. He knows there's levels to this in boxing. Canelo Alvarez is on a different level than everybody. He's ahead of everybody. He's outthinking. He's outbeating everybody. These guys have nothing else to say. These guys are like to go play hachachuro. These guys are out here, their favorite fighters are fighting paleteros, but they don't give a damn, but then turn around and hate on Canelo Alvarez for fighting champions. For fighting champions. Who hates on greatness? Who hates on somebody doing something special? There's levels in boxing, and Canelo Alvarez is at the top level. Canelo Alvarez is simply the best fighter on the planet. He dusted off the entire division. What else can you hate? What else can you hate? Salute to my brother, So What? He says, Nuke, you the truth, bro, and trust me, as a Mexican, no racist hater can't ruin this night. We just witnessed greatness in history. Viva Mexico! This is what we're talking about. Greatness. Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter on the planet. He's doing what nobody else is doing, and he's showing you. He's showing you. He's taking undefeated world champions in their prime, all different styles. Callum Smith didn't fight like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant didn't fight like Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo Alvarez is adapting to every style. And you got some people still hating. Still hating. Still hating. Hell yeah, Floyd Mayweather ducked Winky. What are we talking about? The haters are tight. Come on, these guys don't want the truth. These guys don't want the truth. You're witnessing greatness because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.